Here we're going to talk about ratios. Ratios compare two numbers or express the relationship between two numbers. And so the way that you write a ratio, you can write it in one of three ways. So for example, let's say we have a company that employs, we'll say 3 men and 7 women. What is the ratio of men to women? So here, all you do is you're just comparing two numbers. So the ratio of men to women, so how many men are there? There's 3. How many women are there? There's 7. So you can write it 3 to 7. The other way to write it is with a colon, 3 to 7. And the third way to write the ratio is as a fraction, 3 over 7. If you're writing a ratio as a fraction, so if your answer that you have to choose from is in fractional form, it is most likely going to be in lowest terms. So if you don't know how to put fractions in lowest terms, you need to watch the video I have on Facebook. So this is a simple answer to this question. What is the ratio of men to women? 3 to 7. And there's 3 different ways to write it. What if the question instead said, what is the ratio of men to the number of employees? So again, there's 3 men. We'll write it with a colon. How many employees are there? Not how many women, how many total employees? Well, there's 3 men, there's 7 women, so there's 10 total employees. So you can write it that way or as a fraction. So this is generally how the questions on the test are going to be. It's not going to be as simple as just writing 3 to 7. They're going to ask you to do a calculation, and so like this, where they want the total number of employees. So you need to make sure you read the question properly to know what 2 numbers you're looking for. We'll do another example. Let's say that the question says 2/3 of a math class has never studied geometry. We'll say there are 30 students in the class. Okay, so what is the ratio of those who have studied geometry to those who haven't? So we have 2/3 of a math class has never studied geometry. There are 30 students in the class. What is the ratio of those who have studied geometry to those who haven't? So if we have 2/3 of the math class and there's 30 students, so we're looking at 2/3 of 30 students haven't. How many haven't? Well, remember, of means times. So it's 2/3 times 30. That's going to tell us how many students have not studied geometry. So if you don't know how to do this multiplication, you need to watch the video on Facebook about multiplying fractions. So the answer is 20. So 20 students haven't. So if 20 students have not studied geometry, how many have? Well, there's 30 total students, so 30 minus 20 means that 10 students have studied. So what's the ratio of those who have studied to those who haven't? Well, 10 have, 20 haven't. So the answer is 10 to 20, or 10 over 20, which in lowest terms is 1/2.